How is it going, everyone? It's Caleb here, and I am back talking about a PlayStation 2 game again. It's been a while since I've talked about a PlayStation 2 game, but this one I actually played on the original PlayStation 2 system. It's a game I've been wanting to talk about forever. It's a game I've been wanting to play again forever, but I've had trouble finding it in person, and I finally came across it. I picked it up, I played through it again, and I had a blast playing through it, and I want to talk about it on the channel. And that game is Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. Who isn't familiar with Hot Wheels? I don't have to tell you what Hot Wheels are. Pretty much everyone has had at least one Hot Wheel growing up as a kid, and there's still a lot of adult collectors around the world. Even I still have a few Hot Wheels just sitting around on my shelves. I have a Crash Bandicoot and a Spyro one that I picked up recently just because they're Crash and Spyro. So Hot Wheels have always been something that are just cool. You know, Hot Wheels have always been cool. It's a name that is instantly recognizable, and there's always been quite a few Hot Wheels video games. And there's actually Hot Wheels cartoons back in the day, too, and I wish they would bring one of them back. And maybe I'll do a video on that later on, because it's one that I really wish that they would reboot and do some more with, because it was an awesome show. But anyway, let me stick to the topic at hand. Hot Wheels Stunt Track Challenge. This racing game on the PlayStation 2 is really cool. You're going through a campaign that is basically a show. It's a TV show, and each episode takes place with a different theme. So you start off with a prehistoric theme that has dinosaurs going around, like that dinosaur track theme stuff, and you have the next theme that is like insects, so you're going around like actual bug nests, and you're seeing giant spiders on the tracks and stuff like that. You have a pirate one, which obviously pirate themed. You see a lot of boats. You go underwater, and that's really cool. You're in like this tube underwater, and you're racing in the tube. I always think it's cool whenever any of these racing games go underwater. I've always find underwater racing in any game to be really cool, which is one thing I actually really liked in the old Star Wars racing games as well. There were a lot of underwater racing maps. And like I said, whenever I see that, I always think that's cool. But there's also a lava track set, which is, again, it's just a giant volcano, and there's a whole lot of volcano-themed stuff going on. There's a tiki theme, and there is also a space theme. And I enjoy pretty much every single one of these shows, except for the last one, which is the lava theme. It's not that that one's necessarily bad, it's just that some of the tracks are really difficult because the turning in this game is not very good, I do have to be honest. The turning in this game, it's a little bit lackluster. the power, when you're trying to do go around the corner and you're trying to do that, the drift, the power drift, it's not good. It's very hard to use, and there's some cars, honestly, in this game that I just find unusable. But when you do eventually find a car you like and you're able to race against the opponents, it's really fun. I really like all the different stunt tracks that they put you on as well. There's a bunch of stunt challenges that are like ramp through these rings and try to get the bullseye on each ring. There's some that are just like ramp as high as you can get, and the higher up you get, you go through rings, and if you can hit the top ring, then you get the maximum amount of points for going as high as you can get. There's one that's literally knocked the teeth out of this dinosaur, this robot dinosaur, and that one's pretty cool. And there's just a whole lot of other ones. There's a pool game, which is really cool. You're driving your car around. It's almost like a soccer league in a way, but it's just you on the track, and you're basically playing billiards with your car, and you're just trying to knock the pool balls into their holes, which is pretty cool. I really like that one, actually. And there's just a whole lot of cool mini games like that along the way. There's jump contests to see who can jump the furthest, and all of these points add up through each one of these events to see who is the winner of each episode of the show. So you'll have to be good at the racing, and you also have to be good at the mini games to get the golden cup at the end of the show. And you can actually replay the events as many times as you want. So if you get silver the first time going through one of these events, don't worry about it. You can just replay it, and you can get the gold by just keep doing the same track over and over again until you get the top score. And you will get better as you continue on and you continue playing. One thing I really do like about this game is the fact that not only do you have 3 different classes of cars, which is pretty cool, but you also have a huge amount of customization options. You can put different decals on your car, and you can actually scale the decals, move the decals around. You can change the color of the car, you can change the rims, you can change just quite a bit of stuff. You can't like put actual modifications on the car, but you can do a lot of just cosmetic stuff when it comes to decals, colors, and things of that nature. And I really like that. This is one of the first racing games I played that had this level of detail in terms of the customization. And I think it's a really good intro into getting used to customization in other racing games. So I was glad that this is one of the first ones I played that had that level of customization, because it really helped me as a kid figure out how the scaling works, how to scale things properly and stuff like that. And it really helps later on when you think about it. This was my first time really having to scale decals on a car and stuff. It actually helped me in other video games later on, like Call of Duty Black Ops, when I was scaling other things and, just learning all the different mechanics. It's such a simple thing, but it really did help me back then learn about how to scale things, how to make the decorations look good and everything like that. And you do unlock a bunch of different things along the way. You can unlock different cars, you can unlock different rims, you can unlock different decals by doing this mini game where you are facing, basically you're looking top down at a car and you're trying to collect all the decals before the time runs out. And if you collect all the decals and you get to the exit, then you unlock all of the decals for the car, which is pretty cool. I like that one quite a bit. I think they're called game breaks, which basically they're like the breaks in between the other mini games. So it's a pretty cool idea, and I actually really enjoy that. The racing, other than the steering, is very enjoyable. I like the racing quite a bit. It can be difficult, but it's usually, the actual racing itself is pretty easy in my opinion. The only time it really gets difficult is towards the last tracks, and that would be like the actual volcano episode, because the volcano maps and the volcano tracks, they are just very turn heavy, and like I said, the handling is not very good in this game, so you may have some problems with that one, but it's still doable. You can still get everything unlocked. I haven't unlocked everything in this playthrough. I did get the golden car. You get the golden car by getting gold cups on every single one of the episodes. So that's pretty cool. The gold car is actually in a class of its own. It's like a 4th class, which is pretty cool. But there's a couple rims that I'm missing, and I think that's actually it. I need 2 of the missing rims. And the way I do that is basically by getting first place in a couple of the races. And I haven't been able to do it because they're the volcano ones, and I'm terrible with the handling on those tracks. But I did play through it again. I did enjoy it. It probably took me about, I'd say, 5 hours to play through the actual show again. And I still think that that is a perfect amount of time for a racing game. Not too long, not too short. It's perfectly in the middle. That's how long I want my racing game. It doesn't have to be extremely long. My only other complaint about the game is that I wish there were a few more tracks, but the tracks that are there are pretty good. And you do have 12 tracks, so, it's not too little. They did basically, just enough to give you some variety, but I would have liked a few extra maps. But still, going back and playing this game is 100% worth it. This game I picked up for $10. $10, you cannot beat that. That is a great game. Wasn't that the Hot Wheels thing? Hot Wheels, beat that. I did a reference by accident. But there we go. Definitely play this game. Check it out if you have a PS2. It's worth it. Is it a console seller? Is it something you should go pick up a PS2 just to play this? No. But if you have a PS2 and you can find this game for cheap, $10 or under, I suggest you do it because it is a fun time and you will have a fun evening at least with this game and playing through it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button down below. I'll talk to you next video. You have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.